On September 2nd, 1993, the P-40DC was one of the first modern in the Generous series. Built in 1993, it was designed to replace the F-40PHs and Dash 8s, but however, one unit was facing a crash 20 days later, and also remains the deadliest accident in Amtrak's history. This is the story of the 1993 Big Bayou Canot, Alabama train disaster. On September 21st, 1993, Amtrak train number 2, the Sunset Limited, was routed from Los Angeles, California to Miami, Florida, with 220 passengers and crew on board. The train was powered by 3 engines, one P-40DC number 819 leading, and followed behind 2 F-40PHs number 262 and 312. At 10 p.m., the Sunset Limited stopped in New Orleans, Louisiana to repair an air conditioning unit and a toilet. This put this train 34 minutes behind schedule after departing at 10:34 p.m. Then on September 2nd, it stopped in Mobile, Alabama at 2:30 a.m. to allow a freight train to go by. And then the Sunset Limited started on its last leg of its trip to Miami, Florida, 750 miles away. The Amtrak Sunset Limited was going about 70 to 72 miles an hour, but there was trouble up ahead. There were displaced rails on the bridge at the Big Bayou Canot Railroad Bridge. The engineer didn't see it, but however, it was too late to stop in time. At 2:53 a.m., the Sunset Limited struck the displaced bridge and derailed. All 3 locomotives, a baggage car, a dormitory car, and 2 of the 6 passenger cars fell into the river. After the crash happened, the conductor called 911 to report the crash.
Yes, listen, this is Amtrak train supervisor. We're on the Mobile River. The bridge is going up. We got cars burning, people in the river. Can't swim. We need help. Any kind of help you can get down here.
Stay on the line with me, sir.
Yes.
Okay, you with the Amtrak train?
Yes, ma'am. I'm the supervisor on board. We're on the Mobile River. We got cars burning. They're over the bridges. There's people in the water. We're trying to help them, but we need all kind of help. Yes, ma'am. We need help.
The fuel tanks on the 3 locomotives erupted, and the 3 locomotives, a baggage car, and a dormitory car caught fire. 42 passengers and 5 crew members lost their lives in this tragedy, many by drowning and others by fire and smoke creation. At least 103 passengers were injured. The tugboat's 4 crew members were not injured because they were right by the bridge when the wreck occurred. It was the deadliest accident in Amtrak's history and even the worst in the United States since the 1958 New Jersey rail accident, which killed 48 people. But people are wondering, what caused this deadliest accident to happen like this, and why? Why do those 47 people have to die? The National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB for short, determined that the cause of the accident was the displacement of the Big Bayou Canot River Bridge when it was struck by the Movella, because of the result of the Movella's pilot becoming lost and disoriented in the dense fog. The bridge was struck by the Movella about 2:45 a.m. The span has been designed to rotate so it could be converted into a swing bridge by adding suitable equipment. But the bridge never had a locking mechanism to protect the bridge in case of any boat hit it. When the tugboat hit the bridge, it separates the bridge, but it didn't break the rails for some reason. If the rails would have been broke, a signal 2 miles before the bridge might have switched to red and stopped the Sunset Limited. So the NTSB decided to look at the tugboat's crew members and even the company itself. They discovered that the tugboat has no compass, no map, just a radar screen, but however the company said it was not required to use a radar. If the tugboat had a compass or a map, it might not make a wrong turn and must have continued straight. Or if the Sunset Limited was never delayed, the train would have crossed the bridge 20 minutes before the tugboat hit the bridge. in a sense that limited derailment, might have been prevented and never happened. In the end, all 3 Amtrak locomotives were total lost and scrapped, along with a baggage car, a dormitory car, and 2 passenger cars. Amtrak 819 was one of the first P40 DCs to be scrapped after the wreck. The CS6 Big Bayou Canot Railroad Bridge was repaired and put back into service, but had lights on it this time in case if a tugboat sees it, it will stop before it hits the bridge. The tugboat pilot Willie Osmond was not charged, but however he never drove a tugboat again. As for the Amtrak P40 DCs, they continued in service with Amtrak for several years, but as of now, only 15 are known to be in service with Amtrak, while the others were either sold to a different railroad company or out of service as of today. As for the Amtrak Sunset Limited, it no longer goes to Miami, Florida, and it was rescheduled and now ends the route in New Orleans, Louisiana as of 2020. Amtrak continues to describe the route between New Orleans and Orlando, Florida as suspended. 27 years have passed since this crash. The National Transportation Safety Board made new safety recommendations to hope that a tragedy like this does not occur again.